Hello, everyone. In today's reading, Phyllis had us looking at the 8 classic storytelling techniques, and one of them is the monomyth, also known as the hero's journey. This is something that I've used in several of my classes of having my students come up with this type of a story. Now, I was talking to Phyllis during office hours today, highly recommend that, and I asked her, this kind of reminded me of a tool that I've used. And she suggested that if I put something together, she could get it out to everybody. So here's my little bit of a talk about a product called Adobe Express. Now, we're an Adobe Creative Campus, so we have access to the entire Adobe Creative Suite. But if you look at that, Photoshop, Premiere, Audition, those are all pro tools. They have a fairly large learning curve. So there are 2 products that Adobe has that I really like. One of them is Express, and the other is Rush. And Rush is a video-only program, video editing-only program. But Express does a lot more. Now I have to sign in. And in order to take advantage of my U of A account, I'll log in with a school account. Put in my credentials and click Continue. Now it takes me through WebAuth, and I've already authorized because I got into D2L. So I'm just going to go directly to Express. I may slip and call this Spark as I'm talking to you. It was originally called Spark, and they just rebranded it as Express. So if I say Spark, just think Express. So when you first enter, if you scroll down, you'll see there's a lot of templates for doing things like Instagram posts, posters, Facebook posts. So take some time exploring this. But what I'm going to do is to go in and click the plus button, which will show me the various types of things that I can do. And one of them is to create a video. Now this is going to be Kendall's story. Kendall is one of 2 brothers we have. We have Kendall and Jackson. And if you know wine, you know where we got that name. Jackson, we lost about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and Kendall is his brother. So I'm going to tell a hero's journey about Kendall. You'll see there's other types of stories that you can use here as well. What happens when you click on this, Spark will take you in, give you some inspirational quotes as it gets ready. So here I am in the story. And Express gives me the various components of the hero story. So I have to do a setup, a call to adventure, challenge, climax, and resolution. And also, if I use any Adobe photos, it will automatically generate the credits for me. So a little bit of good digital citizenship there. I'll go to setup, and I want to insert a photo. Now, I could insert a video from another video that I have. The one downside to Express is that it does not do screen capture. I'm doing this with a program called ScreenFlow. It's for Mac only. It cost about $100 when I first bought it 5, 6, 7 years ago. So if you want to do screen capture, you need to do something other like Screencastify, and just do a Google for screen capture and you'll find tools. So the videos here have to be some other pre-made video, not screen captures. Going to insert a photo. And it gives me some suggestions for some featured free photos. Not seeing any cats there. So I'm going to search the Adobe stock for cat. And as you can see, there's a number of stock photos for cats. Now, Kendall is a black cat. He had a brother named Jackson. And they were so much alike when we got them that we couldn't tell them apart often. So we had to give them interchangeable names. They're Kendall and Jackson, or K and J, or the Men in Black. Now, we lost Jackson a couple of years ago. Kendall, I think, still is missing his brother. But I can now go in and click the plus and add some text. So there's my text. I'm going to click off of it. So I can now slowly move over it, and I get a little hand, and I can move it around. And it gives me a little bit of help in terms of where to place it. And I'm now ready to do my call to adventure. I have to put his photo in again. And instead of using the search within Express, I'm going to use another resource that we have. It's stock.adobe.com. I'm already signed into it. And so I'm going to do a search here for cats. And again, I get a wide range. And here I have Kendall bursting through a piece of paper. You'll notice it says licensed. This one says license. It means that someone else at the U of A has licensed this photo for us. And that's one of the really great things about Adobe Stock is that I only have 50 licenses that I asked for, but I can use any photo that anybody else has licensed. So I'm going to click on licensed, and it says, okay, re-download for free. So here I have my Adobe Stock and a number. I actually have a bunch of Adobe Stock photos on my desktop right now. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to rename this to Kendall 2, the second photos. I'll go back to Express and go to Upload Photo. I'll find Kendall 2 and open. And so here I have Kendall, and the microphone is prompting me to say what happens that causes the hero to undertake their quest. To record, I'll hover over the record button, and I have to hold it down while I'm recording. Once upon a time, there was a hero, and his name was Kendall. Kendall lived in the land of Tucson, and everyone in Tucson knew him because of his loud voice at 5 a.m. Why does he call like that? It's to tell us humans that he is in need of treats. So I've got my story. I can preview it. And we don't need to hear all of that. But one thing I do want to point out is this credits page. Notice it automatically created a credit for the photo that I downloaded from Adobe Stock Photos. The one I went off and did myself, I'd have to come in here, open up the credit box, and just type in that this is licensed under the U of A. Oops. That gives it a whole different meaning, licensing at UTTR, the U of A. But that's all there is to making a video. Now, if I hadn't been babbling, I did kind of a test run of this. So I've recorded this once. It took me about 15, 20 minutes to create, 15, 20 seconds. So what you'll find is that as you get more familiar with the tools, this process just goes faster. But it's a real and quick, easy way for you or your students, because they have access to this as well through the Creative Cloud license that we have. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll think about using this in your classes.